GTA Pro Mr. O back with another episode. النهاردة هنكمل المشوار بتاعتنا ونحل امتحان EST October 2021 writing test. Let's begin. Okay, so and here is used as a conjunction. Okay, it's used as a subordinating conjunction. It's used as a subordinating conjunction. So you want to see, well, هل احنا بنكمل الفكرة ولا لا؟ واحنا بنكمل الفكرة. If you look at the previous information, the more carefully we cut away useless words, the more perfect will become the lesson. And in preparing the lessons which she is to give, the teacher must pay special attention to this point, right? And this is the point, cutting away useless words. But indicates an opposite. We don't have an opposite situation here. As well as, well, again, as well as to إيه we're showing continuation of idea. So I don't like answer C. Frankly speaking, I mean, we need a comma actually, frankly speaking. So here we're going to say answer A. Question number 2. And دلوقتي في question number 2, it's word choice. So as in word يكمل المينينج. And we're talking about removing unnecessary words. احنا بنتكلم عن being simple في اليوز بتاعتنا. Cut away useless words. The teacher must not lose herself in vain words. So what are we doing? What is it? The lesson, the words must be obtained, reached? لا, they must be stripped. They must be stripped of all that is not absolute truth. Now, removed. I mean, stripped or removed, they are very similar in meaning. So it means to نشيل المش مطلوب, to strip it down. There's actually a small misspelling here. I'm taking full updated version, stripped with 2 P's, not stripped with 1 P, so it's 2 P's. So again, it must be removed of all that is not absolute truth. Removed is too general. stripped يعني بنشيل الحاجات اللي مش أساسية للجملة. And rejected, we're not really rejecting. الفكرة كلها to simplify. And to simplify means لازم نشيل ونحط. Question number 3. How many independent ideas do we have here? We have 2. Idea number 1, that the teacher must not lose herself. This is an independent idea. Idea number 2, the second, then, is closely related to the first, independent idea. So we use a semicolon. We can't use a comma. A dash, I mean, you could work with a dash, بس هدف الداش مش يتحط ما بين two independent ideas وحتى المفروض يجي بعديها explanation, which we don't have. So this will be eliminated. And then the ellipses means you're skipping information, you're skipping text. Question number 4, which of the following statements best explains objectivity when giving a lesson? So this is a specific example. We need objectivity, okay? So we need an explanation of objectivity when giving a lesson. Objectivity, opposite subjectivity, remains essential when planning a lesson, but it's not really explaining, صح? It's more defining. So here it's giving us more of a definition. Objectivity can often be a fundamental aspect of teaching. Objectivity is the action of removing oneself from the subject at hand. I like answer B. The lesson must be prepared in such a way that the personality of the teacher shall disappear. Ooh, okay. The best answer is D. A and C, or B, A and C, well, B is off topic, صح? B looks good. Objectivity is the action of removing oneself from the subject at hand. صح, جميل. But we want to explain objectivity when giving a lesson, and ده ما بيعملش كده. هنا بيفهمك يعني ايه objectivity when giving a lesson. So it's basically, they want us to show an example of objectivity. So again, C بس بيدينا definition. D explains that definition. It shows us that definition. بيقول لك ازاي نستخدم objectivity in a lesson. So I'm going to go and answer D. Number 5, the writer would like to insert the sentence. Type Gamil. Now, where will we put this sentence? So number 5, we're looking for some connection. So a teacher shall observe whether the child interests himself in the object, how he is interested in it, for how long, even noticing the expression of his face. So we're looking at interest. We're looking at the teacher, she must observe, and the child interests. Okay. So before sentence number one, in giving of such lessons, that يرجع تاني لobjectivity. So sentence one with previous paragraph, they're connected. Before sentence two, so let's read one. There must be a method of observation in which is included and understood the liberty of the child. The liberty of the child. So let's see the connection. So it is connected. The method of observation, the teacher shall observe. And the liberty of the child indicates the child's interests. And she must take great care not to offend the principles of liberty. So two and three are connected. So we're not going to say bardo before sentence three. This is a cause effect situation بسبب four. So that's also eliminated there. And then after sentence number three, which I would assume comes here, um, there's no connection, right? بيقول لك a problem هتشوفوها and it gives you more details on this problem. So we're going to go with answer B before sentence number two. We're talking about observation. The next sentence talks about observation. Here we talk about the liberty of the child and then tells you about the child's interest. How is he interested in شعرت إيه? And then it says, take care not to offend these principles of liberty. So answer B is the best answer. Question number 6. For if she has provoken, should be has provoked, مثلا, right? So answer A is incorrect because there's no such thing called provoking. It's provokes or provoke. So if she provokes, singular verb, singular subject, answer C. Number 7. So number 7, how many independent ideas do we have after the colon عشان colon يعتبر period? First, not to insist by repeating the lesson. And second, not to make the child feel he has made a mistake. Independent idea, semicolon, independent idea. I like answer A. Answer B could work, بس المشكلة في answer B, we already have complex punctuation. If you've taken a basics course هتعرفوا أول idea خلاص فيها colon وخلاص فيها comma. So comma and will not work. Although it is correct grammatically or punctuation wise, it won't work ليه عشان now it's confusing. I have a comma here, colon here, مش عارف ايه, a semicolon واضحة أكتر. إجابة C is a run-on, إجابة D, the dash is misused. We will go with answer A. It's better in this case because the first idea already has punctuation. So that means the second idea بنفصل بالsemicolon to make it clear. احنا بنفصل هنا. Number 8, which expresses the teacher's own motivation to teach. So we need a word that shows the teacher عندها هي الموtivation بتاعتها. That the teacher thinks to teach a child? No. Wishes is asked, needs, wishes, right? Wish means أنا عندي motivation نفسي أعمل حاجة. And so wish gives that idea. Number 9, she desires to attracting. مفيش حاجة اسمها to attracting. يا إما to attract, يا إما attracting, not both. She desires attracting the attention of the child to the object. To attract is incorrect, to attract. So B and D, you have a gerund versus infinitive structure here. So she wishes, the teacher wishes to teach a child. She desires to attract the attention of the child. Yeah. So you have to go by ear in this one, all right? You have to go by what it sounds like. This is my ear. Hey, it's teacher pro Mr. O. So to attract is best here. Number 10, this blue. Losing track that the child has understood, she says to him, do we have a problem? Well, I don't know. To make sure. Okay. Meaning. Check meaning here. So she's losing track. That child has understood. She says to him, give me the red. No, she's not losing track. She's making sure the child has understood. Ashen in context. Look at this. This is red. Red. So بعد كده هنا, she's checking the child. She's checking فهم ولا لا. So the best meaning here is answer B. Reiterating معناها repeat with careful precision. That doesn't make sense. معناها accurate, right? Number 11. The teacher does not repeat and does not insist. She smiles, gives the child a friendly caress, comma here, and takes away the colors. Answer D, parallelism, comma, comma, and this is a run-on. We need commas. This is a fragment, and answer A, محتاجة الكاما. So we'll go with answer D. This was passage number 1. Let's hit passage number 2. Music makes me lose control. Emotion may be guided by the mind. Huh? Okay. But since emotion may be guided by the mind and transfused by the imagination, since emotion is not separated and isolated part of our being, so music may be so ordered. So we're gonna have a run-on sentence here. We need لازم نفصل هنا. And we have a fragment of quite a few issues here. عشان we need an independent idea dash بس ما عندناش كده برضو. Answer B, by the imagination, since, comma, well, that's a bit weird. So, but since emotion may be guided by the mind and transfused by the imagination, since emotion is not separate. This is a really weird question, honestly. I have a few problems here. But since emotion may be guided by the mind and transfused by the imagination, since, so music may be so ordered by the mind and so transfused by the imagination as to become intellectual and imaginative. So the only thing I can say is D, the double dash. It makes this idea clear. Um, Very weird question for me. The very weird one of the weird EST questions. I would go with the double dash وخلاص وريح دماغي in this case because there's a lot of problems here. Number 13. The popular novels, one-tenth emotion, one-tenth mind, and the rest imagination. So, like we said, here we would go with answer D. There's other few things here. يعني دايما ممكن نشوفه it doesn't make sense. لو شلنا الفريز ده في النص or whatever, none of them make sense. So you have to deal with ايه هم اللي عايزينها. And so هنا they're testing us على the double dash or the M dash here, and it's used correctly عشان set off الفريز اللي هنا في النص. The other ones, or according to punctuation, ال M dash ممكن نستخدمها in sudden breaks or thought or insert an explanatory element. Um, so هنا بيقول, but since emotion, and then they explain this emotional part. The other ones are mixing forms of punctuation. Exhibit B and C are incorrect. بيستخدموا commas, which disrupt the flow of the sentence. Really weird question. In question number 13, so we're going to say here so, right? We're going to say answer B. It's because, it connects the ideas. Now, نيجي نتكلم عن rhetoric and strategy, or نتكلم عن coherence and transitions. We need to link the two ideas. So let's show the first idea. The popular novel is one-tenth emotion, one-tenth mind, and the rest imagination. It is with music, though such a logical invention as one constantly finds, and many popular novels would be intolerable in any music. هو بيقول اللي بنعمله هنا برضو ممكن نعمله هنا. So answer A, it adds information to emphasize a point which doesn't fit. صح. So A وبرضو C, in fact, is used to clarify a statement or reinforce a statement. برضو that doesn't work. And answer D, regardless, بنستخدمها to indicate something that's true despite other factors. So works best. بيقول لنا هنا so that it emphasizes a logical invention found in popular novels is unacceptable in music as a result of music's unique characteristics. So again, the illogical events of a novel, or for example, the logical invention found in popular novels, is برضو unacceptable, or is unacceptable in music as a result of the unique characteristics of the music. So it's really, really tricky one here. So it is with music. نفس الحاجة صح. Number 14, which concludes the sentence and transitions into the next paragraph. I think here we said answer C. Let us take a specific illustration and see if we cannot reconcile the apparent confliction. ده أفضل حاجة conclusion الباراجراف. ليه؟ الباسج بيكلمنا عن here since there seems to be an incongruity between the statement that music has no definite meaning and the statement that it is intellectual. So هو بيقول الستيتمنت ده. So الchoice اللي بيتكلم عن incongruity يعني حاجة يعني إيه incongruity something that is unequal. The choice that discusses incongruity and apparent confliction right there. Apparent confliction. This is the incongruity, something that is unequal, something that doesn't fit. So it fits هنا وبرضه هيدينا specific illustration في الباراجراف اللي جاي. So choice A, the original answer, it leaves the conflict unresolved, right? So مش بيدينا closure في الباراجراف وطبعا عايزين closure here as well. Choice B, if I can remember correctly, it's unnecessary or unrelated. It caused an even further gap of understanding between the two. It's not related to the discussion, the further gap of understanding. There's incongruity. So بنحاول reconcile or fix this incongruity. And choice D, مش بيدينا solution, right? The next paragraph is a solution. And so D says, hey, let's just delete it. It provides details that should not be presented at the beginning of a paragraph. Now, again, this doesn't work. Why? It's illogical. So choice D, actually had to fix this because it didn't fit the answer. I had to go to the original and fix it. Reconciliation proves to be difficult feat. بس ده عكس passage, right? Passage ده it shows us that there is reconciliation وده الهدف بتاعتنا. So here we're going to go with the answer C. Let's go to number 15. The author's considering deleting. Should we delete this sentence? No. Right, no. It serves as a topic sentence, so it is a very good topic sentence. بيقدم لنا main idea. We must first of all distinguish between the quality itself and the expression of quality. So هنا introducing distinction, right? الباراجراف كان بيحكي عليها. So the paragraph is discussing a distinction. A person may have a mind stored with wisdom, but completely what we call intellectual without ever expressing himself by spoken or written word. His wisdom exists by itself and for itself. So we're discussing here the quality. About the transitions from the previous paragraph, it can بيتكلم عن incongruity. If you remember here, where we discussed the incongruity. And the incongruity here, it tells us, well, number 14, احنا قلنا, let's give a specific illustration to reconcile this incongruity. And the paragraph does that, right? It discusses the incongruity between the quality and expression, right? So here we have the quality of mind stored with wisdom, and here we have the expression without expressing himself in written word. So answer A, the sentence provides detailed support for the argument. No. Answer B, the sentence introduces the paragraph and transitions from the previous paragraph. And usually that is the focus, a topic sentence. That's the function of it. It connects the previous and the next, right? So here we're going to go with answer B. C, it's unrelated, but it is related, specifically with the previous paragraph. Question number 16. Here we're going to say the answer is C. It's بنتكلم عن إيه. His wisdom exists by itself and for itself, entirely separated from its expression, the expression of wisdom. C. Number 17. I think it's parallelism here. Let's see, it is what Mr. Eliot describes a liberal education to be a state of mind, a state of mind. It is the fusion of knowledge with experience, comma, with feeling and imagination. Bit weird there. It's knowledge and with experience, with feeling and with imagination. Parallel structure. With here it's repeated, right? مش مفروض repeat it, but you can if that's your only correct parallel. So احنا ممكن نقول this is the most parallel answer. So answer A, knowledge with experience, comma, with feeling, المفروض بقى and with imagination وبرضه محتاجين comma. Answer C, with experience, comma, feeling, and with. So قلناها هنا ليه ما قلناهاش في النص? It's not parallel. Answer D, knowledge with experience, feeling, and the imagination. المشكلة بتاعتنا هنا the. This is not parallel. So we're going to go with answer B. It is the most parallel answer, number 18. So we want the waning power. So waning power معناها a weakening of power. It means weakening of power. Diminish. Answer A. Diminish معناها waning. معناها حاجة بقى أضعف. Right? Here we're saying new words or symbols which wane or weaken or diminish the efficacy. The author directly بيقول it's less effective. Now again, B change يتغير, C disrupt. None of these work, right? D improve. ولا واحد فيهم معناها waning. Number 19. The author is considering removing the quotation marks. No. The beautiful, says Goethe, is a manifestation of secret laws. The quotation is a word for word account. It represents the author's inner thoughts. Oh, wait, should we remove it? No, not yes. The quotation serves to break from the flow. ده مستحيل ده ما بيحصلش. لو حصل it should be deleted أساسا. The quotation marks symbol a word for word or symbolize a word for word account. يعني لما واحد بيجي يتكلم says Goethe بنستخدم quotation marks. I don't think that one's too hard. Number 20, which matches the rest of the qualities the author mentioned. So which one matches the rest of the qualities? So here with number 20, I'll definitely go with answer B, objectivity, right? And on the plastic medium, though non-definitive, has those qualities of objectivity. ده يرجع لبداية الباسج by the way. صح؟ بنتكلم عن objectivity في بداية الباسج. وبرضه في the qualities of continuity and form. Continuity and form. Right? What do these suggest? That the author بيقول حاجات ديت essential for intellectual expression. So the passage بيقول, and when the plastic medium, though non-definitive, has those qualities وكلمنا عليهم في اللي فات of objectivity, continuity, and form. So كل ده معناها أو ليه علاقة بالcoherence and structure and impartiality, وكل ده مرتبطة ب objectivity, continuity, and form, which means impartial. The other answers don't fit this. Answer A عكس objectivity وعكس الباسج. Answer C بيقول حاجة مش موجودة, بس again, where's the support for that? And answer D unstructured, ده عكس الباسج. So here we're going to go with answer B. Number 21. The inevitable conclusion arrived at by any person who is understands عشان the apostrophe S معناها his. No. So I wouldn't say whose in this case. So it's a bit weird here, but you can't use which عشان that's for things. وهم بيجيش بالverb أفضل حاجة جاب D, that can be used for people. Who and that both can be used for people. So here we're going to say answer D. And finally, 22, which includes the passage and matches the author's writing style. If I can remember correctly as well, we'll go here with answer C. That being said, music that becomes a language through imagination to express one's thoughts and feelings without the frustration that comes with looking for the right word. It summarizes the main idea that music through imagination can express thoughts and feelings. El passage can بيتكلم عن limitations of words and conveying feeling and imagination. وبيقول basically music is a plastic medium. It can serve as a language of expression. It can serve as a language of love. طالما في qualities of objectivity, continuity, and form. فالconcluding sentence هنا works well with answer B. That being said, music then becomes a language through imagination to express one's thoughts and feelings. Without the frustration that comes with looking for the right word, ليه عشان we're talking about objectivity. Choice A introduces a new question. So that's wrong. You can't introduce a new question في الآخر. Choice B بيستخدم inappropriate language, but this is informal. And choice D, expression is and will always be at the peak when involving music, and it is the essence of language without words. It is somewhat related, but it's not effective, right? عشان بيدينا حاجة جديدة, essence of language, and we shouldn't introduce new ideas. So here we're going to say answer C. Let's move on to the next Passage. Passage number 3, which emphasizes the practicality of the account versus the mannerless. Okay. By the end of the century, mariners Portulanas gave a rude, yet practical account. We're gonna say effective, right? عشان practicality means حاجة ممكن نطبقها، حاجة ممكن نستخدمها. And so بيقول basically عايزين كلمة معناها practical versus the mannerless, which means the rudeness, right? Subjective opinion, unprecedented, unseen, tactful. I think it means being sensitive. But none of those work except answer A. 24. Not only did they explore the coast, but they settled upon it at Amina. I mean, coast on the. Okay, whoa, okay. So we have an independent idea, comma fanboys, independent idea, and then here, look at this. But لو قرأت كملت القراءة, there's another independent idea. So you can't use a comma, it'll be a comma splice. صح? Or a dash, it'll be a period because we're beginning a new idea. Number 25. Let's go to comment. Okay, so here I don't see a problem. Right, they possess for those first visited by Vasco da Gama and afterwards celebrated. Okay, as time gradually passes by and knowingly, certainly enough, they first عملوا حاجة and then afterwards they celebrated. It indicates el ports mentioned were celebrated at a later time after they were first visited. So first visited and then they celebrated. So 25 is A-OK. Number 26. Where is number 26? Okay. So here at 26, we actually have to choose the answer that fits the context. So 17th century, بس بيكتبوا الyears هنا ازاي. That's the point we need to find out. We have 17th century, 17th, 7th, 17th. So these are wrong. It's either A or B. Anyway, in some maps of the I'm so blind. 16th and 17th. Parallelism in style. Number 27. Okay. We, comma, which can be seriously other than the Victoria. I mean, what? The problem is we, which can be scarcely other than Victoria. كده نقول which هو ده we. So نقول we ده Victoria, a lake. That's illogical. It's a misplaced modifier here. It's a misplaced modifier. We see it, comma, which can be terminating 3 lakes. So answer B, very awkward structure. It would disrupt the flow of ideas عشان هيدينا concept of traditions مش مفروض نشوفها دلوقتي. But mainly because of the awkward structure. The original sentence is awkward برضو and B and C, these are awkward structures. We see it, which. So which is it, but what is it? What is which? مش عارف. We see it terminated, comma, which. Again, what is which? We see it terminated in 3 large lakes, which Ragala lakes. So which can be scarcely other than Victoria, Albert, and Tanganyika, right? So here, which بيتكلم عن lakes, بعدين بيقول لك the names of the lakes. So we have a misplaced modifier, number 27. Question number 28, to make the paragraph logical, where should we put sentence number 5? We're going to say where it is now. It is difficult, however, to determine how far these entries on the Portuguese maps were due to actual knowledge or rapport or to the traditions of a still earlier knowledge of these lakes and mountains, for in the maps accompanying this, I'm sure the right? Honestly, it's a very long sentence. So it suggests that Portuguese maps displayed more knowledge than Nile sources. Okay, excuse me. It provides important context about maps and their inclusion of information about lakes and mountains, which have been based on actual knowledge. This information نفسها ليها علاقة بالdiscussion of Portuguese explorations of the interior and subsequent dismissal of this information later. Really, lots of lots of lack, right? These entries. فين هم these entries؟ هنا. في كل دولة entries. So that's the best place here. I'm going to say answer A. Number 29. The interior of Africa than those of the beginning 19, at least with regard to the sources of. Okay. When the two great French cartographers determined anything on their maps for which they had not some of these lakes and mountains appear, and thus maps of the 17th century often appear to display more knowledge of the interior of Africa than those of the beginning of the 19th. Regard to the sources of the Nile. Okay, so we're changing the meaning. So here, number 29, when we're saying with regards to, or with regard to, that means we're referring to the previous information. It suggests that Portuguese maps نفسهم displayed more knowledge of the Nile sources. And so if you look at the other answers, right, answer B, مفيش comparison, at least in comparison to the sources of the Nile. I mean, we're talking about regard to, means we're referring to the Nile because of sabab and due to sabab. So here we're going to say answer A. This is actually a pretty hard passage. Question number 30. It is remarkable that all four rivers has had, well, no, عشان all, right, all is the subject, four rivers, so بنتكلم أكتر من واحد, right? Had, has doesn't exist. Have had or had. These two are acceptable. So had is the past perfect form of had, which is not appropriate هنا. It'll be have had. That'll be the best one. Here, it's the verb choice number one agrees مع subject. Present perfect محتاجينها عشان the river's courses. برضو, if you notice, the tense itself is present tense in the paragraph. So we're going to go with answer C. Number 31. It's not appropriate that except. So here we're going to go with answer B. Except. Or exempt. It doesn't fit here. يعني معفي أو معذور. Expect, expectation. Accept, مقبول. We're going to say answer B here. Number 32. What should be done with the parentheses? I mean, I would definitely keep this information. I don't see why we would delete this information. But let's see the reasons. Which are sons. So this is an aside. First of all, it's outside of the conversation. I mean, that's why we keep parentheses. بس نشوف التاني. The parentheses offer a change in tone. ده مستحيل. A change in tone would be acceptable. Would be wrong. Delete them. The information within the parentheses is necessary. Not really. We're not really talking about her sons. Right? We're not talking about her sons هنا خالص في الtext. It's going to be placed in the middle. No, parentheses don't only have to be placed in the middle. ممكن يجي in the end or the beginning. It can come anywhere. So we're going to say answer A here. It's non-restrictive information, meaning it's not essential lil passage. Which of the following expresses doubt? This is a vocabulary style question. So here, let's see. Well, still wandered. At least that seems to be the suggestion. No, within the suggestion, maybe that seems to be the uncertainty. No, right? So here we're gonna go with answer A. So suggestion هنا does express doubt or uncertainty في الcontext نفسه. عشان لازم نفهم context مش بس معنى كلمة وخلاص. The passage بيقول basically that كان في حد قال لهم على حاجة وبيدوروا عليها. Right? It indicates the idea is based on impression or speculation, not certainty. This idea is based on speculation, not certainty. So بيقول لو مشينا هنا هنوصل للriver, or at least that seems to be the suggestion. So suggestion means some sort of speculation. So here we're going to go with answer A. Okay, now we're going to do the last passage. Number 34. This is actually a pretty hard test, honestly. I'll talk about this is the hardest test out of all EST tests, right? Let's go 34 here. Education discovery. I don't see a problem here. While engaged, I found in discovery. So we want the phrase على بعضيها while engaged in the discovery, right? بعد كده مفروض بقى بعد الكوم يقول لي who is engaged. زي هنا شايفين هنا while engaged in the discovery that this style of dress is not without its drawback, and then after the comma بنقول who was engaged, I was engaged. So this structure is here, it's really awkward. Insert C. Look at this. Not without its drawbacks, to my surprise, that the direction, choppy sentence. Too many phrases at Warabad. While engaged, to my surprise, in the discovery that this style of dress is not ليه بنحط to my surprise here? It should be I found to my surprise. To my surprise, use of the finding itself. So here we're going to go with answer A, number 35. So 35, we do have a bit of a problem here in number 35 بالنسبة الفورمات نفسه. Originally, I think, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I fixed it for here, number 35. So this is an interesting question. ده بيسألك basically out of format, right? As a matter of curiosity, we lighted a bogey and placed it on the edge of the sword. So you wouldn't put it in bold. Bold is for titles. You put it in italics. Italics indicates term أنا مش متعود عليها, or a new term, or a new word. ممكن word ده يبقى في لغة تانية, ممكن word ده يبقى جديدة خالص عليا, a specialized term. So I like answer B the best. I like answer B the best. Italics indicate a special use case, special word. Question number 36. And placed it on the edge of the snow. Okay, بنتكلم عن ايه؟ بنتكلم عن a boogie. So we placed it, answer A, on the edge of the snow. Number 37, which should be done with the underlined portion. No, no, no. So the currents alternated, the law of alternation. This alternation بيتكلم عن an alternated. So we're definitely going to keep this information. Why? It provides necessary information related to the author's discovery, right? عشان هو بيقول the experiments proved كذا. And so this is the law of alternation, for example. The answer A is the best answer here. Question number 38. There, that a storm might have raged outside without producing any perceptible effect below, like the terrorization of murder crows. A snowstorm hitting your house while you're at work, a tornado hitting your home as you hide in the cellar, being poisoned by a bear you thought was safe. Okay. So also no external could have anything to do with the singular alternation, and indeed the pit was so completely sheltered by its shape. Okay, so sheltered. We're talking about shelter. That storm might have raged outside without producing any effect below, like a tornado hitting your home as you hide in your cellar. Here it's indicating that you're safe, right? You're safe. You're above and below. برضو هنا, right? The pit was completely sheltered in its shape. The storm might have raged outside without producing any effect below. برضو. So you're below something. So I like answer A the best. It's a bit weird though, honestly. D indicates danger. A indicates, being scared. B, a snowstorm hitting your house while you're at work doesn't indicate your safety or being below something. 39. It would be difficult to explain the regularity of these opposite currents since it is not so difficult to see that. Well, look, since because ما بياخدوش commas. So and or but. And here we're going to say but, right? They are contrasting ideas. It would be difficult, not so difficult. So you go with answer D here, but. Number 40, the author wants to express movement. Which does this goal? Okay. Mobility, oscillation. Oscillation is movement. يعني oscillation movement, I guess, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Hesitation يعني to freeze. Immobility مش يتحرك. Idleness برضو معناها ما يتحركش. Number 41. Which of the following sentences introduces the paragraph? As our eyes became to the darkness, ده كده معناه دخلوا مكان dark. The ice cave was frozen. It became more difficult to keep track of the floor plan. We passed down at length to the low archway and stood at the floor of the ice. Answer D, because we passed down, reached the bottom. The bottom was dark. So they have to get accustomed to that darkness. Number 42. And this we afterwards found to be the bottom of the larger of the two pits we had already fathomed. I'm looking at the wrong one. 42. As our eyes became accustomed to the darkness, we saw someone, an indistinct light, streaming into the cave from some low point. I mean, we didn't see someone. That could have been Adam. We saw something streaming into the cave. It had been Adam. She's streaming go haiga, right? It's like flying into the cave. So we saw something. 43, which emphasizes the extent of the author's exploration. So عايزين كلمة يورينا that he went deep and explored deeply. And this we afterwards found to be at the bottom of the larger of the two pits we had already fathomed. We had already seen, that's not exploration. Discerned, ده كده خلاص عرفنا أو شفناها, that's not exploration. Glanced, يعني شوفها بسرعة, that's not exploration. Answer A is the exploration. Excuse me, the extent of exploration. يعني fathom يعني بتخيل. So تخيلت الكيف يبقى عامل ازاي, and then that's what I saw, right? I fathomed it. 44, which is an interpretation of the graphic. So here's the graphic. So I guess this tells me A, B, C. These are letters here. Okay. So 44, pit A of the diagram, and we eventually discovered a similar but much smaller communication with the bottom of, in each of these pits was a considerable pyramid of snow. Okay, in the bottom of, I assume, this is really difficult to read, honestly. This is really difficult to read. بس عايزين حاجة A شبه ده. So I guess it's one of these. I guess it's B. And we'll answer A here in this case. And we'll answer A in this case, right? عشان برضو بيكلم هنا حتى مش عارف. It's discussing pit B. It's discussing pit B, pit A. So answer A is the best one. Weird test. Weird test. Thank you for watching though. You can learn anything. Mr. Sema out.